Hey there, quirky people! I'm your host, Anna, and today we'll be talking about Adam Warlock's future in the MCU. He is making his debut in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Adam Warlock is a very important character in the comics as he played a crucial role in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. But apparently, he was still missing when MCU's Infinity War and Endgame happened. However, he could come into play in Avengers the Kang Dynasty or Avengers Secret Wars. But before that, I believe that he has to die and go through a rebirth phase. Ever since Adam Warlock was officially teased back in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, we've had several questions about him. The events of Volume 2 took place in MCU's year 2014. So where has he been since then? And will Adam Warlock be a villain in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Well, James Gunn has answered both these questions in a recent interview where he said, and I quote, "He's definitely not a good guy. What we're seeing is the infant form of Warlock, newly out of the cocoon, and he does not understand life very well. He's basically a baby." Unquote. So clearly, Adam Warlock was in his cocoon for the last 12 MCU years. And now he will come in as a villain, going after the Guardians, just as it was teased by Aisha.
It's a new type of birthing pod, man?
That, my child, is the next step in our evolution. More powerful, more beautiful, more capable of destroying the Guardians of the Galaxy.
But Gunn has also confirmed that Warlock will be used in MCU's future projects as well. So, we reckon that he will become a hero in the future. But for that, he has to be killed off in Guardians 3, and let me tell you why, as there are multiple reasons. First, James Gunn has teased that Volume 3 will have a high death count. Not only would a few Guardians perish, but Adam Warlock's demise would also be quite fitting with the film's theme. Since Warlock is supposed to become a big part of MCU's future, literally no one would expect a major new character like him to die. So the shock value of his demise will be massive. Plus, it will also match his origin in the comics. Adam Warlock made his debut in Fantastic Four, issue 66 and 67. He was first created by a group of researchers on Earth who called themselves the Enclave, and Warlock's original name was Him. But after a massive battle with Thor, where he got his ass kicked, Him created a regenerative cocoon around himself as a safety measure. Then he was reborn later. In Marvel Premiere Issue number 1, the High Evolutionary got his hands on Him's cocoon and began to further his evolutionary process. He was responsible for Warlock's rebirth and even gave him the Soul Stone. But apart from his rebirth story, there was another one of the books where Warlock perished and came back as a true hero. In the books, the High Evolutionary created a replica of Earth called Counter-Earth. This planet was populated with many individuals that he had evolved with his experiments. And even Adam Warlock was on the planet for a substantial amount of time. Ultimately, he ended up sacrificing his life for the people of Counter-Earth. He became their champion when their world was threatened, and that's where his redemption arc was set up upon his return. Now with the hybrids that we saw in the Guardians 3 trailer, it is likely that a version of Counter-Earth exists in the MCU as well.
Come on, Drax. Seriously, dude? No.
And this is where Adam Warlock could repeat what he did in the comics. Since the High Evolutionary is the main villain of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, he is also expected to be directly involved with the creation of Adam Warlock. But towards the end of Volume 3, Warlock could get an understanding of what's good and what's bad. So in the third act, Warlock could play a crucial role in making a sacrifice to save the hybrid world. And his sacrifice could help in taking down the High Evolutionary as well. But this won't be the final time we see him in the MCU. After his sacrifice, he could then be brought back as a hero in future stories like the Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. He is an android, so after his sacrifice play, his android body could be reprogrammed and he could come back as a good guy. But since that is a little similar to Vision's story, Warlock could use another one from the comics. When he died in the source material, his consciousness manifested itself in the Soul World, which was contained within the Soul Stone. He remained in there until he was needed on the surface world. And then just like Westview's Vision was created out of the Mind Stone's essence within Wanda, Adam Warlock's body also got manifested out of the Soul Stone. Now the MCU may not have a Soul Stone anymore, but it does have a Soul World, and that could somehow be used to adapt Warlock's comic-accurate storyline. His death in Volume 3 will allow his antagonist side to perish. Then he could return to redeem himself and finally become a hero. Okay, that's all for now. What do you guys think about this theory? Should the bad Adam Warlock die and then return as a hero? Or should he be given a redemption arc without sacrificing himself? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Also, do check out some other videos of which characters might die in Phase 5 and Phase 6. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.